day one of Henley Royal Regatta 2026 has been completed, and it was a hot one. We are talking record entries, 862 entries this year from 21 nations. Wow, look at that, guys. Now, it's all kicked off here on Tuesday. Under the new schedule, Tuesday is where they're racing all of the junior and club events. So that is going to be the majority of what we're going to be rounding up here today. So we'll kick off first with, we'll go for the boys juniors to start with. Now, let's start with the Princess Elizabeth, the headline junior boys event, I'd say. Now, I'd say probably the first one here that everyone is going to be thinking today. Maddie, do you want to take a guess?
Eton.
Correct. Now, Eton get Tuesdayed for, and don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure. I've done a bit of research, not all of it. For the first time in Eton's history, they've been Tuesdayed. Now, folks, let's take a moment to embrace that. This is really what happens when you try and beat Camford. You come back the next year, you get Tuesdayed. It's just how it goes. Boulogne tried to beat Camford last year, got Tuesdayed again this year, and we'll go on to that next. Boulogne put up a valiant fight against Reading Bluecoat. I must say, I was cheering for them on this occasion. Turns out they're actually quite nice guys. I had a chat with them and an interview, and they are, very respectable, decent guys. Now, the fastest time of the day actually went to St Paul's, who put away Marlowe's Junior 8 in a 6:48, and they went through Forley in 3:08. So, pretty fast. Probably wasn't record-breaking conditions today. Not quite records yet. Now, the holders, Shiplake, they're up and running as well. They dominated King's School Chester out of the blocks. They're very fast and led to the island and then just cruised away to an easy win. And then a couple more. Windsor Boys, actually, I thought was a pretty standout crew today. They edged out Los Gatos in quite a thriller to keep their Princess Elizabeth hopes alive. Pretty excellent day in the PE today. Now, let's move on to the Forley. I must say, not my kind of event really. Not really much of a sculler, competitive sculler at least. The race for this day, I'd say, was Clare's Court. They dominated. They ate into an early lead from Los Gatos and then dug deep to win by a length in 7:03. So that's pretty extraordinary. We don't mind Clare's Court over here. Pretty good guys, got some good friends in there. So yeah, good job, Clare's Court. And I'd say that's probably my standout Forley of the day. Unfortunately, I'm not too qualified to speak on the rest of it, so we're going to have to skip over that one. I'm now going to pass on to our wonderful co-host here, Maddie Woodcock, who is, I fear, far more qualified to talk about the girls' side than me. So while I'm getting up to speed with all that, she's here.
Okay, so we're going to start with the Prince Philip. So I'd say the standout race today was Henley Rowing Club and Godolphin and Latimer. We actually watched this on the bank, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It was a good race.
Henley won by 3 lengths over Godolphin and Latimer, and they're now facing Headington in the next round, so that's going to be a tough one. Okay, we're now going to go on to the Junior Girls Quads, which is a Diamond Jubilee. The first crew on the water of the day was Clare's Court and George Heriot's, and George Heriot's beat Clare's Court for an easy verdict, charging through the barrier at 2:21. Yeah.
Ooh,
and now they go on to face Las Gatos of the USA.
So out of that combination tomorrow, who do you reckon is going to bring home the victory?
I think the US probably will, because of their success at the IRAs, and I think if they came all the way from America, then hopefully they're good. Okay, that's all.
Now, moving on to the Y-fold, which for those of you who are not in the know-how, is the Club Coxless Fours. Now, there's a bit of controversy in here, which I'm not too sure if I know the full extent of. There was a Norwegian crew that had a dance with the booms, unfortunately, and they did end up snapping off one of their spoons, which they then managed to catapult into the strokeman's head, which was, truly an incredible display. So, shout out to you guys. There was also rumours that the booms actually swung out into their way, and that they were going to have to re-row the race. Whether this was true or not, I can't tell you, unfortunately, as I'm not a steward. But maybe we'll see this race re-rown, which would actually be quite cool. These are two, I think, very strong crews, Norwegians against some Aussies. Luckily, on my fantasy rowing, I did have the Aussies down for this one, so I did take home the W. But it's safe to say I was sat there, looking down, sweating, wondering which one had hit the booms. Another notable race of the day, Marlow against Cork of Ireland. Took home a nice victory against them. What was their times? Let me just have a look here. They won by length and a quarter in 7:22. That is pretty rapid. And they got through Forley in 3:31. It's not too shabby. Into round 2, Upper Thames unfortunately weren't as lucky, and they were knocked out by Quintin Boat Club by a length and a half in the 68th race of the day. Plus or minus 1, eh? Let's now pass back to Maddie to give us some more insights into the women's club events of the day.
Okay, we're back. We're now going to go on to the Walgrave Challenge Cup. So the last women's race of the afternoon was Marlow and Thames Rowing Club C, and sadly Marlow lost by just a third of a length, so very... Are you gutted?
I'm gutted.
Oh, wow.
I didn't put them down, to be honest. I thought C Crew, no chance they'd have it.
Well, they did. So, gutting for Marlow, and they're probably very disappointed. But that's what Henley is. And that's all from me.
Incredible. Now, as I said earlier, this is just our highlights of the day, so if we missed you out, I'm terribly sorry. Please leave a hate comment below and let me know, and I'll make sure to get it in the next video. We're going to try and do these every single day and wrap up some of the best racing of the day. Obviously, this is probably going to be one of the busiest days of the week. So yeah, I'm sorry if some of you got missed. We'll make sure to do better next time. Now, going into Wednesday, what did we learn? St Paul's and Bedford have laid down some of the fastest times today in the Princess Elizabeth, and Shiplake look every bit the holders. I saw them coming down today, looking pretty fast, looking pretty clean. They were tapping it along, I would say. So perhaps the times, not really representative. They're not really going the hardest at this point in the week. Leander have served their notice in the Thames, is another thing I'd say. On the women's side, I think it's safe to say Sydney seem to be the quad to beat at the moment in the Diamond Jubilee. In the PE, we didn't see too many PE races today, but Henley's girls have made a statement today, and we'll see how they press on into Headington, which no doubt will be a pretty tricky race. Headington, I'd say probably favourites to win the PP, maybe Shiplake, we'll see, who knows. Anyway, folks, that's your Henley Tuesday. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the bank tomorrow. Thank you.
Wow, that was brilliant.
Wasn't that just so good?